Guten Tag, guys, and welcome to the next training vlog. Today is clean and jerks and then lower body stuff. Here you see the last part of my sort of general warm-up. Before that, I always do some light cardio, mainly biking, and then some bodyweight stuff like squats and split lunges, and then some, like you see here, general warm-up just with the bar. Some rows, some squats, some overhead presses, and all that stuff. You can also see that my trousers are definitely not broken yet. And I don't know what to call these actually. Basically just working a bit on the ankle mobility. And then here we have the first set of muscle cleans. No muscle snatches today. No, nothing snatches today at all. Just some muscle cleans. And I'll combine these with some Sots presses once again. Muscle snatches I've been doing for about 4 weeks now. And this was my first time properly doing muscle cleans in about 2 years. So went pretty light on them, just 50 kilos, and combined with the Sots press only with the bar, just to get a general warm-up and general feel for the clean. I already mentioned that the pull of the clean and the snatch as well, for that matter, is where I tend to be stronger. So I don't really need to focus on the muscle clean all that much, but I just think it's a nice warm-up in general, because everything where you catch stuff and you kind of have a very fast loading on yourself tends to be harder on the joint if you're not really warm, and so muscle cleans to start out is pretty nice. And then we have some tall cleans, which are more fast loading basically, but these are really what I need to work on, because I need to get better at getting under the bar. And just 60 kilos on these, and I combine them with a one push press at the end to get a bit warmer for the jerk. And I think that should be the last set of these, and then we move on to full clean and jerks with a split jerk. So this is the last loadout, the last warm-up, 80 kilos, and after that I do 90 kilos for 6 sets of 1. Now here I didn't really have a strict timeline, so not with the snatches where I did it every 60 seconds, but I think it worked out to being somewhat like every 90 seconds. I think the 6 sets took me about 8 minutes or so roughly every 90 seconds. And generally kind of happy with the cleans. As you can see, my catch position is quite high, and I write them down, and then jerk feels good actually. I'm not quite sure how much time I want in between the jerks and the cleans. Here you see Mitzi, that's the dog of the gym owner, just walking by, getting a few cuddles, and then walking off again. Another set of cleans. One thing I also wanted to talk about today is that it's kind of funny that we always find excuses. If you didn't pass an exam, if you couldn't make it to a party, if you didn't lose weight on your diet, or in my case, if you're lifting lighter weights than you feel like is acceptable online. Now, I certainly am actually lifting light weights even for what I could do, but I think in almost every other in the other 3 training vlogs, I basically make a point out of this is quite lightweight for me, which it is. It's not untrue, but it's still funny that I kind of had to somewhat make it okay for myself that it's lightweights and tell you that it's lightweight for me, even though it wouldn't matter. I could just do whatever and not tell you what my 1 rep max or my best volume set for whatever was. Anyways, now after the clean jerks, we move on to squats. Today a bit heavier for sets of 3 sets of 3 with 150 kilos. Moved fine, I guess. As I mentioned, lower rep sets tend to work better for me on the squat. And 115, not 50, 150 is my max, but 115 for sets of 3 is nice. I like it. It's a challenging weight. I feel strong after them because they were heavy enough, and it's little enough volume so that I'm not absolutely trashed. So 3 sets of 3, as I mentioned already. And I tried filming these from different angles to make it a bit more interesting. One thing that's kind of awkward with this rack is that if you walk it straight out, then your right foot is sort of on a bump from the floor, so I have to walk them out and a bit to the left. After that, I moved on to Romanian deadlifts for 10 reps, I think, 2 sets. And usually I tend to do Romanian deadlifts elevated, so a plate under my feet. I'm not doing that at the moment because I don't want to really stretch my hamstrings to the fullest extent, because really stretching the hamstrings, as you can see me there singing along to whatever, really stretching the hamstrings tends to bring me quite some soreness, and that's really not what you want when you do a lot of weightlifting. And yeah, combine these with, I don't know what to call these, human flag side plank side leg raises or something like that. Yeah, generally feel like the human flag is a very cool movement and I want to learn it at some point, but I think that takes quite some time. So just incorporating some accessory maybe of the human flag and combine these with some leg raises, once again for sets of 7 because I'm a psychopath. Here now the next set of Romanian deadlifts. Just the first rep is just a deadlift, but I don't count it. And yeah, as you can see, almost to the floor. Like I said, usually I would do it on an elevated thing so that I have more range of motion. Though in this case, I'm wearing weightlifting shoes, so it's a bit more range of motion, but still not the max stretch I could get. But I prefer doing it with a bit less stretch, even though it's quite a lot of stretch still, I think, just so that I don't get as sore as I would if I really push the stretch to the max. And yeah, another set of human flag side plank leg raises. Today is also the last day with my friend's mic, so from now on I will probably switch back to my old shitty mic until I buy another one. But yeah, I see him today, so I'll just give it back to him because it's easier than waiting another 1 or 2 days and then having to travel to him just for bringing it back. So yeah, maybe or most likely the sound quality will decrease a bit for the next few things, but to be honest, I don't think it's the biggest problem. More problem is really that my video quality is shit. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. And yeah, now moving on to more accessory stuff. I'm doing here pistol squats, but I do them elevated so that I don't have to have as much balance and can have my not working foot hang down a bit more straight, because doing pistols on the floor is kind of hard in terms of balance and also in terms of mobility with the foot that's not doing the squat basically. So yeah, I call these pistol squat step ups or something, I think, but yeah, basically just pistol squats with the other foot hanging down. And then also combine these in a superset with hip flexor, whatever, with a small kettlebell. And after that, also within the superset are some back extensions. Generally, really like these pistol squats because it's a good opportunity to mainly focus on your quads without having the lower back involved. I really would like to do some belt squat also, but no gym I have been to recently has belt squats, so yeah, that's the best alternative. And now you can see me here doing some back extensions. These are on a glute ham raiser or a glute ham developer, whatever. Generally prefer to do these on a 45 degree back extension, because there you have more possibility of really rounding your back down and basically getting a good stretch on the erectors. But yeah, here just glute ham raises, so I did them with these. Now another set of pistol squats. Like I said, great way of developing the quads without the lower back being an issue. Even though stability is a bit of an issue, but yeah, not the biggest problem, I think. I feel like it's not that easy getting good accessory movements for the quads. Squats, of course, work them very, very well. I like accessory movements that target the muscle in a somewhat stretched position, and that's kind of hard to find for the quads, I feel like. Now, reverse Nordics would work, but to be honest, they feel very uncomfortable. I'm working a bit on my mobility so that I can maybe do them. But for now, my favorite quad accessories are these pistol whatever squats, and also normal back squats with the heels elevated even more and the toes pointed straight forward, almost with a very narrow stance for higher reps. Sometimes I also load these with a kettlebell. Maybe I will do these another time. And yeah, here now we have the last set of back extension. In the first set, I tried to round my back at the bottom as much as I could, but it didn't work because, yeah, it's 90 degrees, not 45 degrees. And here I do them a bit more explosive, I think, and also with a small hold at the top. I think that's all for today. Let me know if you enjoyed anything. As always, you're very welcome to leave me some criticism down in the comments below. This was Fed. Thanks for watching.